Hello everybody, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I'm Merriam, and today I am playing a deck that is from the Pro Tour, although by the looks of it you might not realize it. The Pro Tour was a fairly expected homogeneous metagame, but there's a list that I spotted in the 7-3 section of the deck list. This is green-white aggro. I've also spotted a couple recently in 5-0 lists for leagues, so hoping the deck has some legs. It looks kind of cool. As far as our hand goes, we have a nice little 2-3-4 curve. Don't start on 1, but that's okay because we have an ETB tap land here. I guess it wouldn't normally be, but we can't start on 1. But Adorn Pouncer into Harvester into Oketra should be a pretty good curve. We should be able to attack with Oketra on turn 5. So, yeah, let's keep this one. And they won the die roll. That's lucky. And unsurprisingly, they're playing Botanical Sanctum. Second Harvester, not a great draw, but I'll take it. Hopefully we can pump out some tokens with this Oketra and use those to crew these Harvesters. Probably win a race in the air. Ooh, a Sultai energy deck. Oh, this could get awkward. Should our opponent have a way to make any sort of energy here. If they can make 2 energy, they can then attack, and our block isn't good, and it sort of snowballs from there. They'll get 2 more, then Cub will be a 4-4. If they can make 2 more energy on the next turn, then Harvester can't block it. It's the reality of playing against Longtusk Cub. So I'm really just hoping, I guess Fatal Push would be bad because it takes away my way to Crew Harvester, as well as Rogue Refiner. Or Servant of the Conduit. I basically want them to have nothing. Well, they didn't have nothing. So, nuts. Okay, then. That might be a good draw. We might be able to start a race here. Like, play Harvester, the next turn go Pouncer, Crew Harvester, play Kenra, Pump Harvester, attack for 5. And then untap and play Oketra, and effectively have a blocker for this Cub. That's a kind of a tenuous spot to be in. And that 5-point attack isn't coming until next turn, so our opponent's getting 2 attacks with the Cub in the meantime. It's not that scary. I think that's reasonable, and it's definitely better than doing anything other than Harvester this turn. I want to use my mana. This would be a game where Sacred Cap might be good. Just getting cheap blockers in the way as we set up this strange race. We're also going to be very vulnerable to Hostage Taker, which is a problem. Ugh, cool. Well, yeah, vulnerable to Constrictor as well. Now this Cub is going to get real big real fast. And that is not good. Okay. Might be able to do something with that. Might be able to win a race here. I think that's our only hope, so I'm doing it. Adorned Pouncer. I think a land next turn is going to be really important. Maybe not. I might just win this race with Appeal to Authority on the Oketra while buying time with this Harvester. Our opponent missing a land drop will certainly help things in that regard. And Hump our Harvester. Oh yeah, I think I'll use its ability. Thank you very much, Moto, for giving me that option. Okay. Let's give her a thing lifelink, shall we? Go back up to 19. This attack will be for 8, maybe more, if they can generate some energy here. I think this game might come down to them drawing the 4th land for a potential Hostage Taker. Otherwise, we might be able to steal it. Ugh, that's not good. That's not good at all. It means our Arketra isn't good here. Oh, they're killing. Well, that seems strange that they would throw away the Ballista so they can deal with the 2/2. It's still not good for us because losing a creature there is no bueno. Yeah, take a billion. So now they have a 6/6 that they can turn into a 10/10. So their attack is for 12. And any energy generation makes it 14, which is the life I'm going to with this harvester. Oh man, hit the land too. If they can't generate energy or interact with our board, then eternalizing the Adorned Pouncer in our graveyard lets us trade off for the cub. Peel is a sorcery, so that's not going to be good. I guess I can... they're 15. If I... What if I just get in for 3 with the Harvester, gain 3, go to 14, leave back the other Pouncer as a blocker to make Winding Constrictor not attack. Then I'm unlikely to die. And I can get them to 12, and maybe steal the game with Adorned Pouncer and Appeal. Yeah, getting them to 12. Appeal now gets this thing to a 6/6, which is lethal, and I can tap 2 blockers down. They're still stuck on lands. That seems like the easiest way for me to steal this game. Yeah, and I guess I have to... I was thinking about just crewing with the 4/4 Pouncer, so in case I have to block Cub, I can do it with the 1/1. But that doesn't work very well. That doesn't work very well if they can just generate some energy. Like, say they just play a Rogue Refiner, then suddenly I definitely have to block something, and I'm going to lose the 1/1. So I guess I have to crew this way. And if they hope they just have something like Refiner, I can beat that. Kind of weird that I'm sort of in this game. I guess they missed a bunch of land drops, which has helped. Might be the strength of this deck in that it just threatens to kill you out of nowhere very often. Eternalize my 2/2. Please don't have Fatal Push. Please don't draw land and have a Hostage Taker. I'm hoping for them to draw another Botanical Sanctum or Blooming Marsh this turn. Rishkar. Tilt. So now I have to block. Oh, wow. Oh, my. They didn't attack with the Constrictor. They didn't force me to trade. I can win now. They had forced me to trade, I would have basically been dead. Oh, do they have... Okay. I guess by not blocking, I lost to Blossoming Defense, but I can't really beat that anyway. They can just Blossoming Defense when I go to tap something. And prevent 5, but take 3 more. Yeah, they would live at 2, unless I can draw a cheap creature here. I don't think that counts. Yeah, because if I play this first, then I either have to not attack with something, or because I have to tap this for mana to play both halves of this. Um, hold on. So if I Rishkar, put counters on the Pouncer, the 2 Pouncers, use this Pouncer to cast both halves of this, and then use the Rishkar to activate here. Now I have 10. This is a 5. This would be 8. That would be 16 damage. Plus 3. I can crew this first, so it's actually 18 damage. So this will get +4/+4, +1 from the Rishkar, so that's a 9/9 double with double strike and trample. That's 18. That'd be 21. Even if they have blossoming defense for the Rishkar, I guess. Yeah, because they have to tap this, so they'd have to target the Rishkar. They prevent 4, and that brings them dead. So let's play the Rishkar. Put counters on my things. Wow, I can't believe they didn't attack. I assume if they had any idea that this card was coming, hold on, let's crew this. Done. Get that 4th creature. Now we'll target this. This is hilarious. And these 2. And tap manas. And attack you for 21. Whew. I'm sure they're sitting there with like 2 hostage takers in their hand that we could never beat. Yeah. Oh, wow. They even had the Blossom defense. I was tapped out last turn. What were they thinking? Well, not really sure what my opponent was doing this game. No way I should have won. But this definitely seems like a deck that will punish any mistakes you make. And it's a deck that you kind of need to know what's going on against. And dead you, and dead you some more. Isn't that nice? Okay. What do I want in this matchup? I am going to assume I need some removal to win this matchup. How good is Blossoming Defense? Probably pretty good. I bet they're bringing in some good removal. This card's got to be good. It's like removal and a threat. Lets me turn the corner really nicely. I think Harvester is a bit of a liability. It just takes too much investment to do something. I'm not sure. I said I wanted removal. I'm not sure how much I like Cast Out. It's pretty expensive. There aren't really Planeswalkers I'm worried about in this matchup. It does answer Hostage Taker, but they have Blossoming Defense to protect it from a big expensive spell like that. And I think my best answer to Hostage Taker is going to be Blossoming Defense. And I'm also thinking that the games aren't going to go that long. I think it's going to be pretty tempo-y, which makes this card worse, but it also makes me want to lower my curve. There's a lot of 2-drops in this deck. Kind of want to just cut a 2-drop. But which one is the worst one? I would guess it is... Oh, I think I do want Cast Out. Dealing with these big cubs seems really important. Maybe I just want to cut Oketra. If they're going to bring in extra removal and have Hostage Taker to answer it, then Oketra is probably not great. And I've brought in a bunch of spells. Maybe I just want to cut a spell now that I've been cutting some threats. Maybe I'll cut 1 Appeal. I don't really want to draw a ton of them. The first one seems quite good. Second one, not so much. This seems reasonable to me. Submit. Oh, weird deck. How did somebody figure this out? They are a genius. Like it kind of looks just like a collection of weird green and white cards, but it actually goes together really well. And the cards are all good. This hand is not good, though. Our opponent also mulled a 6, so... And they kept 6. That's also lucky. But I'm also keeping 6. I'm going to get to go Sacred Cat into Resilient Kenra and wish for 3. Not even sure if that's good, but it seems cool. Do I want another 2-drop? Probably not. I think I just want to hit lands. So I'll bottom that. What did our opponent do? Top? Man, so lucky. Okay, no attune. I like to see that. Like to see that. Jumpstarting their energy production is always a problem. Sacred Cat. Ooh. I'm not sure where that Aether Hub is from, but I'm sure somebody knows and you'll tell me. Not a big fan of seeing Winding Constrictor. This is interesting. I could just attack the cat. If they block, I get to Blossoming Defense. Just spend my turn killing the snake, which I like. And then play a Dormant Pouncer, seeking to deal more damage with the Resilient Kenra trigger. Or I can just Kenra and get in for 3, gain more life this turn. I kind of like the Pouncer play. Pouncer seems like a card that could be very good in this game. We've got a lot of pump. It could just die to a Fatal Push or something coming soon, but against Constrictor, I think the game's going to get out of hand pretty quickly. So again, we're going to be in a racing scenario. So getting down our most potential damage output as quickly as possible has a lot of value. Land number 3. Interesting that they would not just attune first. Is this a cub? Okay, just a ballista. Oh, blah. Well, that's horrific. I guess I could have tried to not get destroyed by that. So, what am I going to do? Oh, there wasn't a lot of ways for me not to get destroyed by this Walking Ballista. It is really good against my draw and just really good against my deck. I can play Kenra, try to pump Pouncer, bait a counter off this Ballista, and then Blossoming Defense it, and get in for a big chunk. I'd be attacking for 11 at that point, which seems reasonable. They would have to untap, maybe spend their turn putting a counter, or 2 counters, I guess, on the Ballista, and then they would probably just main phase kill my 2 cats. That might be my best way of winning this game. So let's go for it. Resilient Kenra. Oh, this isn't good. I guess this will just trade for the Ballista. Yeah. I should have realized this. So maybe I should pump the Sacred Cat, but then they might just not do anything. No, I want to get this Ballista off the board, I guess. This is going to be such a problem. Okay, they are just going to let that happen. Could have a Rishgar in their hand that would motivate this. Yeah. Maybe I can steal this one somehow. Not really sure how. We don't. Oh wow, what? They're just preventing damage. Okay. Well, they could have just killed the Pouncer. They would have taken 1. I would have gained 1, but as a result, I get to keep the Pouncer around instead of Sacred Cat. I guess if they have another Ballista, that makes sense. That's basically unbeatable. They do have Rishgar. Okay. I might be able to beat this one. Take 4. Hmm. Kind of like that branch walker. Well, let's mush. See if they want to 2-for-1 myself to trade for this Rishgar. Hmm. We're down to 2 cards, which I like, but the lack of removal in this deck makes these Constrictor starts pretty hard to beat. Okay. Tradesies. Really hoping this Branch Walker hits a land, and they don't have Fatal Push in their hand. I'm pretty aggressively... Yeah, they have the push tilt. I'm pretty aggressively trading off here because you have so many creatures with Eternalize that we gain a lot of virtual card advantage that way. Even though normally aggressive decks don't really want to trade off so aggressively. I'm really just hoping to hit a land here. Ooh, and we did. Excellent. So let's Eternalize this cat, or Embalm, I guess. Eternalize for 1 mana would be nice. Still can't block here, but, you know, blocking's overrated. Ugh. Deathgorge Scavenger. That throws a wrench into our plan. Yeah, there goes the Resilient Kenra. Now I sort of have to get the Adorned Pouncer into my graveyard on my own turn. This is no bueno. I think I'm just gonna play the Sunwing. I don't think I'm gonna block with a Vanguard and pay 4 life and try to set up some blocks here that are good. But there aren't a lot of them. Just having no removal spells is so rough. If I could have just killed that Winding Constrictor, this game would be easy. How am I blocking here? The gross part is I don't have any pair of creatures whose combined toughness is greater than 4, so I can't create any double blocks that have both of my creatures surviving. But I guess I can trade for 2 things. But I can't. I also don't have any creatures that have more than 2 power, so I can't trade for a 5 toughness creature. So I guess I have to trade for Rishgar and Scavenger. And have no board. Hope they have nothing. Draw a land. Eternalize my Pouncer. Trade that for Constrictor. Still hope they have nothing. Yeah, this is not going well. Well. I sure do hope you have nothing. Well, they have Blossoming Defense, so I'm dead. That counted as a thing. I'm going to take 6, gain 1, so I take 5 overall, and take exactly lethal. I was drawing the land, too. If they had nothing, I had a shot. It's a matchup where I'm just supposed to, like, go big with Fumigate. And, like, I have the Gideons, bring back the Oketras and the Harvesters, and have a bunch of stuff that survives Fumigate. I wish that for that plan I had more lands in my deck. 23 lands I don't think is enough to really execute that effectively. And I'm on the play. I'm going to stay aggressive. I think if there was a land or two in the sideboard, you could do that. Although I'm not sure exactly what the fumigates are for if they're not for matchups like this. Okay, you're not really bringing them in against red, are you? I imagine Hour of Revelation is for tokens? I don't know. Not really figuring out this sideboard very well. Not sure why things are there. Maybe the sideboard needs some work. Maybe I need some work. Who knows? No one knows. God, my hair is crazy. I need a haircut. That's what I need. It's just too long. Yes, I would like to play first. Thank you very much. If one of these lands was a green source, this hand would be great. As is, it does have a good 1 and 3. It has a lot of draws to end up being quite good. I think I'll keep it. It's close. Legion's Landing. More lifelink. They have the attune this time? Okay. I'll give them 1 turn, 1 attune to the match. That's fine. Obviously find the island. And another green card. Not the best start. We did get to play Branchwalker there on 2. This could be a nice little hand. Okay, I at least have an answer to that. Oh man, I'm 1 turn away from drawing the Vanguard too. That's a tilt. Quite the tilt. Well, if I can draw a green source next turn, then I can double spell. So that's nice. And I do have a Gideon, so I can at least take a lot of the pressure off of me, buy some time. Maybe I can take over this game with Ovaya and eventually just win with Appeal. They get to play their island. This might have been a misclick on their part to not play island here. They can't Rogue Refiner now. Oh, Winding Constrictor. That's fine, because we have the Cub in check. Come on, deck. Why you gotta do me like this? Just wanted to draw a green source. Donto Vanguard is not very good at blocking. It's not very good at attacking here either. Because, oh no, did I seriously? Well, accidentally targeted my own Gideon, so that'll cost me 4 life. Thanks, Moto. There's only 1 island in the deck, so assume that is the one they found. It's not a huge deal, but it could end up mattering. And how about I block? And make this thing indestructible. Getting down 3. And another cup. Just lovely. Well, there's our green source. Flipping the Legion's Landing doesn't really do anything for us. I guess I can start with the Branchwalker. Missing 2 is actually pretty big, I think. Like they would have played Cub, I would have been able to get in for like 3 more damage. I'm going to be trying to set up this like big appeal turn. Every point is going to matter. not being able to not being able to attack with these vanguards into Cub is also a problem. Um, hmm. I guess I could plus Gideon on the untapped Cub, and then I get to attack with Vanguard and Vampire, force them to use the energy, block the Vanguard, take one, I gain one. But that doesn't seem very good. I think I'm gonna try to get them to attack with the two Cubs next turn and then start turning the corner. The good thing is with them spending this time attacking my Gideon, I have life to spare with the Vanguard. Or with both Vanguards, I guess. Maybe I end up pumping the Vampire token with this appeal too, just to gain a bunch of life. None of my creatures are good at blocking. Hitting the land with the Branch Walker means it doesn't trade with the Constructor, which I really wanted it to. This is just an altogether awkward game. This would be a game where Fumigate's pretty good. Just give my Vanguards indestructible, play Fumigate, gain 6, start attacking. Yeah, maybe I was wrong to not bring in the Fumigate. So they can make this thing a 4/4. They can spend 8 life and trade Branch Walker with it, provided they don't have anything. Or I can continue to just pay 4 life with the Vanguard. Paying 4 life with the Vanguard every time is going to be really awkward. I think I'm going to try and go for it. If they have a push, I'll just pay another 4 life. So go to 4. You know how that is. I guess I get destroyed by Blossoming Defense, but okay. Oh. These don't have Blossoming Defense. Oh, they're going to damage. Okay. Well, we have successfully traded for a Cub. Only has taken the majority of our life points. That's an interesting one. And they use their energy, actually. So now this other Cub is not a great blocker. What if I were to... So they have potentially an attack for 8 here. Potentially an attack for 8. If I Resilient Kenra the Vampire token and attack for 9, bring them to 10. I would pay life to do that, go to 7. Gain 3, go to 10. If they can both kill my... three. I guess I could also attack with Gideon, or I can just plus the Gideon to make sure I survive for a turn. Probably plussing the Gideon on Death Gorge Scavenger. Let's think about this, because my appeal can potentially be like +4, +5, maybe +6 if I draw a green source next turn. Oh, if I attack, I can flip the landing too and activate it. Then I get multiple blockers. So they'd have to kill 2 blockers and... Yeah, okay, now I like attacking with the Gideon, actually. Because I want to bait a pretty big attack from them. But one that won't potentially kill me. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to target this. Yes. I'm going to make this a 4/4. And attack with all my things. Flip this Legion's Landing. Have a bunch of creatures they are bad at blocking. Maybe they want to double block my vampire token and trade the token for one of their things. That I'm pretty happy about. If they have 3 removal spells, push, untap, hostage taker, push, then I die. But, you know, sometimes stuff happens. This is for 13. Go to 6. It can maybe gain 2 with Scavenger. Go to 8. My appeal should get them at that point. We might be getting this one. Kind of a weird game. Kind of a weird deck. So drawing the Oasis as our green source was awkward. But kind of like this deck. Does a lot of cool things. What could they be thinking about? I would not be at all surprised to see a push. Do I defend a Vanguard if they try to push one? I'd go to 3, back up to 6. It would be... It's not guaranteed that I beat a... I wouldn't beat another push plus some like energy source, I guess. Just taking it. Interesting. It's been a long match. I'm not at 5 minutes on my clock. Have I just been thinking and talking forever? And here, if they send an all-out attack at my Gideon to try to kill it, I can just let Gideon die. And that seems tough for them to survive Appeal to Authority. I think I like my spot. I like my spot. Okay. I'm going to take my Kenra. That would be pretty good. Yeah, that one I can't stop. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an onboard lethal attack, but I have a blocker. Maybe they forgot about this Adanto? But now they have 5 creatures. They could reasonably leave 3 of them back. But I guess they actually need to leave 4 back. If they only leave 3 back, I can pump the... Oh no, because I Gideon. Do they need to leave them all back? Yeah, I think they do. So they just can't attack. I think if they attack with a single creature, they are dead. Oh, if they gain life here, maybe they... Oh, well, they attack the 3 creatures, so now they're definitely dead. Unless they have some 0-mana answer to this. So now they're 8. Let's just block there. Oh, they were attacking Gideon. I guess I didn't even check what they were attacking. Maybe I shouldn't have blocked with something. They were probably just sending all 3 Gideon, but they're dead regardless. I can play this one. And then I could play this one. And then I can tap your stuff. I guess half of it's my stuff. And mush for 11. That's the game. Got him. Got him real good. Real good. Well, opponent definitely screwed up there in game 1 to help us out, which was generous of them, and we punished them severely in game 3. Really neat deck, actually. There's a lot to think about with it, and a lot to think about on the opposing side, too. But if your opponent sits back and doesn't want to die to Appeal to Authority, maybe that's what the Fumigate plan is for. They like sit back and they play a bunch of creatures. If they don't die, then you just fumigate them when you have Vanguards and Gideons and Oketras. I guess that's sort of the way to do it. You sidestep what they're expecting you to do. But the Appeal plan, the deck is just so good at racing. All these double strike creatures, all these lifelink creatures, and Adonto Vanguard so hard to block. It's just a cool deck. So I had fun. That's the moral of the story. And I hope you had fun too. And you can come back and see me again on Monday. Bye.